The clock is ticking. Sequence 11. Copyright Ella. I thought you were meeting someone here, he said before he took a long drink of his coffee just left. Oh, too bad I missed her. Don't worry, you will meet Maddie soon, Maddie, he interrupted her before she could finish her sentence. Yes, Maddie, that's the woman who will do the maternity shoots for the book. Such a small world, he exclaimed. Why? She is the same woman who took my photos the other day, for the magazine. Oh yeah, you told me about one arrogant lady. Wait, is that Maddie you were describing? He laughed. Yes, Chard. She shot him a questioning look. What? Maddie is a sweetheart, she doesn't look arrogant at all. You wouldn't like how she treated me. You must have done something to make her react the way she did. Why am I the bad one here when I am the victim? We are twins, baby. I know you inside out. Oh please. Anyway, forget it, I actually got my revenge today when I bumped into her in the car park. A huge grin spread across his lips. What did you do, Chard? Nothing she can't handle. You need to apologize. Why? I will be working alongside that woman for months. Imagine what happens if she finds out the jerk who mistreated her is my twin. She might even refuse to go through with this. You are being paranoid. He rolled his eyes at Chard. I am not joking. You will call her and apologize. Are you for real? Be a man for once. Fine, I am not bluffing, she said, burst out laughing. Pregnant women are dramatic. She hit him playfully. Idiot. How is pregnancy treating you? Being pregnant is no bed of roses, but all is well. I am excited, she responded with a bright and bubbly tone. Someone is glowing, she smiled. How's Theo? He is okay. When is Emma picking him up? She should be back in the next 2 days. Oh, I will come and get him tomorrow so he spends a night at my place. He will be excited. I know. Asterisk. Maddie and her daughter were all cuddled up on the couch watching television when a knock came from the front door. She glanced at her wall clock. It was almost 9 p.m. Who on earth could be knocking at this time? They rarely received visitors, especially this late. I will get it, she told Tess, who was about to stand up. Ease herself from Trini and made her way to the front door. She twisted the door open and found Thomas standing there. She had been too busy to remember the text he had sent her in the morning. What are you doing here, Thomas? She asked. Sorry, I am late. I had to attend to 1 or 2 things. What part of I am not interested in you don't you understand? Leave me alone. You are beginning to make me angry. You know what? I have no time for this nonsense. She tried to shut the door, but he pushed her aside carelessly, letting her fall to the ground before he entered the house. You bastard, she yelled as she rose to her feet. He ignored her and walked over to the couch where Trini was sitting and picked her up. Who are you? Trini sleepily asked. She was dozing. His hands cupped her face and he placed a kiss on her forehead. Such a sweetheart. Put her down. Maddie screamed. What's all this commotion? Maddie, I am just admiring how beautiful our daughter is. Maddie shook her head. She is not your daughter. She will be mine as soon as we get married. Put her down. Fine, he put Trini down. Tess, please take her to my room and don't leave until I tell you to. Mummy, I will join you soon, baby. He threw himself on the couch. I love how organized this house looks. For the love of God, please leave my house, Thomas. We are supposed to go out. Why aren't you dressed yet? Thomas, leave my house. What happened to us? We grew up. We had something good going on. That was 8 years ago. I moved on, Thomas, you should do the same. He drew in a sharp breath and stood up. I have never been able to get you out of my mind. I have been with different ladies, but none compare to you. Leave my house. Remember how we used to say we would get married and have lots of kids? Well, let's fulfill that promise. I love you, Maddie. I don't you love you. He frowned. And if you don't leave my house now, I am going to call the police. He took a step closer to her and she took an instinctive step backwards. Don't move, he told her. I am calling the police. She tried to pick her phone from the couch, but he roughly grabbed her arm. Your words injure me. Why do you always push me away? I hate you. What is your fucking problem? He yelled at her. I love you. Why should you act so cold towards me? Thomas, please let me go. He let her hand go. You are fucking someone else, right? Who is he? He screamed. I love you. He screamed, pacing back and forth. Please, she pleaded. Leave, leave, that's all you can say. He picked up a vase which was on the table and threw it at the wall. I felt my heart ache as she watched the vase smash into a million of tiny pieces. The vase was a gift from her auntie for her birthday last year. Thomas was acting insane. This was the first time she was seeing him this angry, and she couldn't even take any more of his violence acts. She turned and ran towards her room, but he soon caught up with her. He grabbed her arm and threw her against the wall, pinning her there. I winced, having hit my head hard. She opened her mouth to scream, but his mouth met hers before she could say anything, and he forcefully kissed her. She tried to pull away, but he was too strong. Let her go, Tess yelled. She was pointing a knife at him. He pulled back and stared at her angrily, the rage evident in his eyes. Then after a while he let out a mocking laugh. I love you, Maddie, and I hope you realize that soon enough. With that said, he turned and walked away. A few minutes later they heard the sound of the door opening and closing. I will close the door. Tess ran towards the door and quickly locked it up. Maddie stood frozen for a few minutes. Her heart was pounding really hard and fast while her hands were trembling. She'd been scared when he started kissing her. She thought he was going to rape her. Tess walked back to her and asked her to sit on the couch while she got her some tea. Mummy, Trini walked back into the room. Baby. She opened her arms and embraced her tightly. She had to call the police and report Thomas. This wasn't about her anymore. It was about protecting her daughter's life too. She didn't know what Thomas would do next. To be continued after comments.